WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns responds to Goldberg's callout. In an SK exclusive, Rick Ucchino speaks with three-time NXT North American Champion Johnny Gargano on his one big goal left in NXT, and former NXT Champion makes his return after his injury. Hello everyone, Jose G here bringing you today's top stories in today's SK Wrestling News Roundup. Roman Reigns responds to Goldberg's callout. On a recent episode of WWE's The Bump, Goldberg took a major shot at Roman Reigns and called out the reigning Universal Champion. A former Universal Champion himself, Goldberg teased a return to the WWE and put Reigns on notice. Taking to Twitter, Roman Reigns has now responded to Goldberg's callout and has further heated things up between the two powerhouses. In typical Goldberg fashion, the former WCW icon claimed that Roman Reigns is next in line. However, the tribal chief isn't one who plans to wait. In his latest tweet, the Universal Champion made it quite clear that Kevin Owens is indeed the next target in his sights. He also responded to Goldberg in the process. The tribal chief added that he's the attraction and chooses who's next. Roman Reigns and Goldberg were originally set to face each other at this year's WrestleMania. However, the tribal chief eventually decided to withdraw himself from the event, and Goldberg instead went on to face Braun Strowman. Judging by the teasing between the two, WWE could indeed be heating things up towards a potential feud between Goldberg and Roman Reigns for the Universal title. Sasha Banks has eyes on Vince McMahon's position as WWE CEO. SmackDown Women's Champion Sasha Banks recently sat down with Charlotte Wilder and looked back at her run as a WWE superstar in 2020. Banks answered a bunch of interesting questions, including what she plans to do next in WWE. Her answer was something WWE CEO Vince McMahon wouldn't be thrilled with. Sasha Banks had quite a bold answer when asked what she wants to do next. The boss stated that she wanted to become the CEO of WWE. Quote, "The biggest thing I want to do next is be the CEO of the WWE because I am a legit boss. And how can I be more legit than owning the whole company? I can only make it better with my energy. I can only make it brighter with my matches and my quality." End quote. It would be interesting to learn what Vince McMahon thinks of Sasha's bold ambitions. Banks has consistently been one of WWE's biggest female superstars over the past 5 years or so, and she was equally impressive even before she made her way to the main roster in 2015. Banks took a months-long hiatus from WWE TV last year and returned as a heel. Ever since then, Banks has posted a long string of tweets thanking Vince McMahon for giving her the opportunity to live her dream as a WWE superstar. Even though Banks probably made the statement in jest, one can't be sure when it comes to the boss, and it would be nothing short of interesting to find out what Vince McMahon thinks of her next big goal. In an SK Wrestling exclusive, Johnny Gargano has one big goal left in NXT. Johnny Gargano spoke to Sportskeeda in an exclusive interview with Rick Ucchino that he has had the Cleveland mentality of always being the perpetual underdog. It doesn't matter how successful he is, Johnny Gargano will always carry that chip on his shoulder and will always strive to be better. Here's a clip of our SK Wrestling exclusive interview with three-time North American champion Johnny Gargano.
As you just said, you rattled off all of your accomplishments in NXT. At this point, you know, if you're not on everybody's Mount Rushmore of NXT, I don't know what they're thinking. But, you know, what are your goals at this point? What is left for Johnny Gargano to prove in NXT and to accomplish in NXT?
I feel like the one thing that I haven't done yet is had a legitimate title run. For me, being the underdog, kind of the underdog Johnny Wrestling character, I was always more about the chase than the actual title and holding it and defending it. So now I feel like that's the one blemish on my legacy is not being able to hold the title, not being able to defend it, not being able to have a run with it. So I feel like that is the number one goal on my mind right now. And also in kind of more real sense, I kind of want to build NXT for the future as well. I want to help out other people, propel them to where I think they should be. And kind of help NXT reach an even higher platform. I think in every single interview I do, I say that NXT is a viable third brand, and I firmly do believe that.
You can watch the full interview on our SK Wrestling YouTube channel and Facebook page. Drew McIntyre teases a big WrestleMania match against Roman Reigns. WWE Champion Drew McIntyre has arguably been one of the most impressive superstars of the year. Recently, Drew McIntyre joined WWE's The Bump, where he spoke about his match against Universal Champion Roman Reigns at WWE Survivor Series 2020. In a match that is being considered as one of the contenders for Match of the Year, Drew McIntyre taking on Roman Reigns was a treat for the fans. It was Roman Reigns who managed to pick up the victory in the end after Jey Uso interfered and distracted Drew McIntyre. During his appearance on The Bump, Drew McIntyre addressed his match at WWE Survivor Series and also teased that the fans might see the two clash once again, hopefully at WrestleMania, saying, quote, "The biggest thing for me coming into that match was showing Roman and the entire world exactly what I'm all about these days, what I'm capable of. I think a few people have underestimated me along the way, even though I have been champion for the past 8 months. When Roman Reigns and I were in the ring together, I told him to his face, I'm not the same guy. I'm on a whole new level right now. You're gonna find that out." He kept talking and talking. Heyman kept talking and talking. They kept tweeting and tweeting. I kept my mouth shut because I was gonna show through action what I'm capable of these days. And you saw his emotional change during the match, from confidence in the beginning to confusion to fear when I started kicking out, spear after spear, move after move, and he had no idea what to do. Jey saved the day. Roman took advantage. If he didn't know Jey was coming, that's cool. Then had to low blow me right after and double team me, and then had to choke me out because there was no way I was gonna quit. But he knows what I'm all about now. I guarantee that match is gonna come back around again one day, and it's going to be hopefully WrestleMania level, end quote. Karrion Kross returns to NXT and takes out Damian Priest. Karrion Kross made a surprise return on last night's episode of NXT. He took out Damian Priest after the latter made unsavory remarks towards him earlier in the show. The Herald of Doomsday attacked Priest from behind and put him through a table courtesy of a powerbomb. Karrion Kross has not been seen on WWE television since he legitimately injured his shoulder in a fierce match against Keith Lee at NXT TakeOver 30. There he defeated Lee to win the NXT Championship. He then had to relinquish the NXT Championship on the following episode of NXT. Before he left, he promised that he would return to the black and gold brand to reclaim the title. Thanks for watching today's SK Wrestling News Roundup. Follow us on all social media. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Download the Sportskeeda app for the most up-to-date stories in the world of wrestling.